All right, well, hello everybody. Welcome to the 7110 study guide videos done by Latoya. I'm actually doing these videos for myself as I prepare to study at another facility. And if anyone has been a controller for any length of time and visited more than one facility, you know that the 7110 is constantly changing on us. And so there is a huge need to review it and just stay current because everyone respects a person that actually knows the book. So I'm going to go over chapter 1 in this brief video. Won't take too long, but just be a bit of a reminder of things that you know if you are a controller, you were taught at some point and just might need to review. So let's get started. We are going to start off with chapter 1. Let me see how I can navigate this. Aha. No, we don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going off of 7110.65 Victor with change 3. They do so many changes nowadays, it's getting to be a little ridiculous, but is what it is. Probably would have been easier to share if I put it in an actual PDF download. I will consider that for subsequent videos, but it's a short chapter, so it won't take long. Or maybe it will. Okay, so there's a few different books that are used by controllers on a very continual basis to really outline what it is that we do in regards to procedures and operations just in daily traffic management. Those books include the 7110.65, appropriate SOPs, letters of agreements, and facility directives. And of course, there's always exceptions and sometimes additional books if you're working with military aircraft or at military facilities. So the beginning of this really just talks about the fact that we have to use it and let you know what changes you've made it up to and or preparation for the next guide, so you know that we should be receiving another 7110 in December. All right, coming down to 1-1-8, personnel should submit recommended changes and procedures to facility management. Quite honestly, if there's anything you feel needs to be changed, facility management's the first one to go to. Most people will also contact or talk with their NACA reps or any kind of procedures committee that they have at their appropriate facilities as well. All right, 1-1-9. I'm really just going to go through a few places that I highlight. So I'm not reading the entire thing. You can if you like, but I'm really just going to the things that's necessary for me at a terminal facility. So any minima specified must not be less than that specified herein unless appropriate military authority has authorized application of reduced separation between military aircraft. What that is saying is whenever an SOP or an LOA comes out, their separation requirements should not be or cannot be less than the requirements that are already outlined here in the 7110. They can have more strict rules, but not less strict than what is here. And of course, this is written by lawyers for a reason, so we've got to make sure we use it properly to protect ourselves. Going on to safety management systems, every employee is responsible to ensure the safety of equipment and procedures used in the provision of services within the national airspace system, just basically meaning that we're all required to pay attention to safety, and safety is key. That's why we get paid so much, and that's really why we're here. All right, word meanings, which has expanded quite a bit since the first 7110 I used. I want to say that I was there between Oscar and Papa, but yeah, it's been a while. So, shall or must means mandatory. Shall not, must not means prohibited. Should amended, may or need not is option means futurity, not a requirement for the applicable application of a procedure. Coming on down, altitude is always an MSL and flight level or both miles, unless you're talking about which shows with regards to visibility. Whenever we're talking about course, bearing, azimuth, headings, wind direction, it's always magnetic. Time is UTC, and you change the next minute after 30 seconds. Step when you're doing time checks. Time to approach control facility, and that is when you'll pay attention to quarter minutes. So it would be like 1015, 1015, 3/4. All right. Um, assure that monitoring agents' responsibilities. Execute actions, meaning that someone's always measured frequency. And I think something that's really good to pay attention to here at E is an understanding regarding the intent of the pilot and of the flight should be arrived at before the aircraft leaves ATC frequency. So figure out what he's doing, what you want him to do, make sure it's clearly established before you don't want to meet with someone else. Professional. All right, gotta love this diagram here. I attention to the picture. However, the words work just fine. So, the note. Always pay attention to the notes in the 7110 because, quite honestly, they are usually the topics that come up the most. The term protected airspace. That means airspace equal to 1/2 workable lateral the air its projected flight path. So, if we want 3 miles, then that means 1.5 miles here and 1.5 miles there. In regards to protecting the flight, make an imaginary line on the path that they're going. 1.5. Okay, same course, direction, kind of paralleling each other, if you will. A difference of less than 45 degrees. If they're crossing, then it appears that their tracks are going to, or their flight paths are going to intersect, kind of like a T. And the closer it is to a T, it is a crossing course, angular difference of 45 degrees, and then opposite each other is anything greater than 135 through 180 degrees inclusive. And then it even gives you a little heads up that the notes that are set forth in wherever section they are fact, and prefatory, just make sure you use them. Okay, annotations. Only real annotations to pay attention to are whenever you have bold lines off to the side or right next to a title. Off to the side, it talks about here, that just means that there was revisions in that area, and it says, where is it at? Oh, it says in the same paragraph. And if it's next to the title, it means that that whole section had really extensive revisions done. So pay attention to those when you go to review a new 7110. After you put all the change pages in, wake turbulence when all when in doubt, use the correct exactly as outlined. Restate things in plain language. Don't do it the reverse. You don't want to pick up bad habits. Abbreviations, there's always abbreviations being added. If you're looking at something and you don't know what it means, check out the abbreviation, especially while reading. 710. I lost my mouse. There you are. One thing I do is make sure I kind of just view them like once a day. It's a good way to get a feel for what's going on in them without trying to bulk memorize. When you get to a facility, most of the time they're not going to require you to know them all at once, but when it comes to some quizzes and tests in ground school, kind of need to know the abbreviations. All right, so that's all for chapter 1. Chapter 2.